Well, before Google got into all of the businesses that they're in now, including things like Gmail and Google Earth and YouTube and all of those kinds of things, how did they begin? They were known as a fantastic search engine. In fact, their name became synonymous with searching. Just Google it. And they've built that power of their search engine right into Gmail. So if you're not using that ability, you're missing one of the huge benefits of Gmail. So I'm going to show you how to do a smart search using the search bar that's right at the top and is often overlooked because it's not, in the messages. So all of this right here. And a lot of times people just type a word in there. They'll say something like, oh gosh, I remember that Kim Broomhall sent all the high school teachers a trick for getting YouTube videos to show up for their students. They were being blocked, and I remember that happened. So somebody might naively say, well, I'm just going to search for, a message from Kim Broomhall. You see how it automatically populates this? And then I start to look, and oh my heavens, there are hundreds, and I haven't even started to look back just a few months. Well, that's not going to cut it. Well, maybe YouTube, if I just try YouTube. Well, I'm afraid that's even worse. I mean, if you just look, I've got multiple messages a day that come up with a hit. And you're thinking, why would that be? Well, because so many of these emails that I get include links to YouTube or things like that. And that's going to be a hit. I call it a false hit. So we need to be smart. And that's where this drop-down arrow in the search engine is really helpful. So chances are you're going to look for a message that's already been archived. By now, hopefully, you've organized your inbox. You're not just going to go scrolling through pages and pages of that. So let me show you how to wisely search for things. If you know who it's from, that's one of the most important things to put in. So if I know this came from Kim Broomhall, I'm going to put her name into the from box. Now, who did it go to? It may have gone to me, but in this case, I'm pretty sure a lot of the stuff that she sends goes out to the entire school. Well, there's an email address that they use to send things to the whole school, and they all start with X. And then here at Fairmont, it's KFHS something. But when you're at one of the elementaries, it might be like OP for Orchard Park or GMT or something like that for Greenmont. So if you just start typing it in, let's see if I can get, yeah, there's GMT for Greenmont. But I'm going to do this KFHS all because I'm pretty sure what I'm looking for got sent that way. And then I'm going to include the word YouTube. Now, if it's in the subject, then I can put it up there. But I don't know what the subject was. It was too long ago. I don't remember. But I'm pretty sure YouTube would be in the message somewhere. Now, when did it come? Well, if you can narrow this down, it would be really helpful. So if I get lucky, this search will show me what I'm looking for. And I see things, well, gosh, the newest one is from about a year ago, back in 2017. And then I'm looking, now I'm going to look at the subject lines. And here I think is what I'm looking for, YouTube video approval. So I'm going to click on that, cross my fingers, and hope it's the right thing. I've had requests about allowing YouTube videos. This is exactly what I'm looking for. So you see how nice that was. I could find that if I just put a few key things into the search box. Well, let's try another one. Well, we have a lot of field trips here at Fairmont, and it's coordinated through the South Unit office. So Jeff Renshaw is the principal, and most of the messages go through an attendance secretary who is Mrs. Anello. So a lot of times the messages about field trips, we might not be sure who sent that. So I want to show you how you can search for messages from one of two different people. And the only difference in this search is the magic word or. So I'm going to type in the email address for Carol Anello. And she's got an E at the end of Carol. That's a little unusual. So fortunately, it auto-populates this. I can just pick that. I'm going to get rid of the comma there, and I'm going to type a capital OR. So it's got to be all uppercase. And then I'll type in Jeff.Renshaw, and I can just leave it at that. And maybe I'm looking for something about field trips. So I'm going to include the word field in my search. And maybe I think this came sometime in the second semester. So that would be within 2 months of I'll go back to March 1st. That'll take it all the way back from January 1 up through just about, oh gosh, the beginning of May. So that should capture everything from this semester. I'm going to search, and here it is. So field trip deadline, maybe that's what I was looking for. And so I can read that message, and that only generated 2 hits. You know, that's pretty good. If I go back and I do a search similar to that, but I don't include the field trips and I don't include the date range, I'm going to get every message. Remember, I have to do uppercase. And we're going to see here that Carol Anello puts out multiple messages a day. And you'll notice that I have a filter set up. Anything that comes from Carol Anello that includes an attachment automatically gets labeled with the attendance label and filed in my with a label that says attendance. That way, if it's field trip information for kids, I can easily find it. But this is just another technique that allows you to search for things. So I call this smart searching. It's using all of the options available to you in the really smart search technology, and I haven't even shown you all of it, but you can see what's here. That the date range is really helpful, and of course, if you don't know at all like when something came or who it came from, you're really going to be searching for a while. So you're going to have to use some keywords, or maybe you're just lucky enough to remember the subject line. But it's a little bit like searching for a needle in a haystack, which is why those things like labels can come in handy. But a lot of times those labels don't help if you never expected to search for it. So there's a few techniques that might help, and this is something you just play with and get better at the more you do it. So hopefully you're a better and a smarter searcher in Gmail now.